What is good, YouTube? And today we have another Sword of Convallaria video for you guys today, and we're just going to be talking about if you guys should be saving your summons. Now, we did go past the first phase of the game with the first set of banners. They're still running until the 30th of August, except Gloria, who's ending on the 16th. And basically, we have Gloria, who of course is one of the best units in the game, very future-proof, extremely powerful, even in the Taiwanese servers, which have been out for a year. She's still a top tier utility damage dealer. And then we also have the Coal and Barrel banner, Barrel still being the top tier premier damage dealer. If you're looking for a ranged damage dealer, she is probably the best in the game for the foreseeable future. Even in the Taiwanese servers, she is still tier 0, which is basically the highest tier in the game. And Cole, who's a little bit weaker, falls off a bit later in the late game, but she's still a pretty decent assassin unit. Then we have the current new Destined banner with Nungle, and also I think her name is Garcia. And these two units, to be honest, you can just skip out on. They're not that great, and they're just better options. If you really like these characters, you can go for them, but it's not really worth going for. And then of course on the 16th we also have Samantha and Dandelion also ending on their banner. Both of them are just mediocre, I'd say. I did pull for Dandelion. He's pretty good, honestly, as like a life-stealing bruiser type unit. But honestly, I think you definitely want to save. Now, if you're newer to the game, you can definitely go for Gloria and Barrel. I think both of these units are extremely powerful. Even if you're a bit late to the game, or if you haven't pulled for them, I think these units you definitely are going to want to pull for. Now, if you guys actually already have pulled for them, if we look at this graphic here, not designed by me, you can see at the top right here, it's by Celian Journey, I believe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is basically the order of how units were released on the Taiwanese server. Now, we actually have some of these units already in game, so No Will, Dilly Will we already have, Momo we already have as well. And basically, the units that we already have will not be getting a debut banner. Most likely, they'll be getting a Destined banner. And if we look back at the game here, Destined banners are going to be basically banners for units that are not releasing, right? The debut banner is for newly released units into our server. So basically what that means is we'll be probably getting Momo, which is the only non-new unit, and I guess Alexei in a separate banner, just as a double banner most likely. And the other units that are newly releasing will probably get in the debut banner. So Nurgle and Nungle also got that double banner. Eda will probably also get in a debut banner. And then Momo and Alexei, most likely what will end up happening is we will be getting them from a double banner, right? So basically what's going on is this is the order, and from what people are predicting, we'll be having a debut banner for 2 weeks featuring Eda, probably right after Gloria's ends. Then after her banner, by the beginning of September, we'll have Simona, which is going to run until probably mid-September. And then probably middle of September, we'll be getting Safia, which is one of the best characters in the game, if not the best melee damage dealer. We'll also get August right after at the beginning of October, which is another really powerful character that you definitely want. And then right after that, we'll get Coco. And these three units, Safia, August, and Coco, they're going to be pretty much must-go-fors. You don't have to get all of them, but ideally you want to get one or two out of the three because they're very powerful. Safia and August are probably going to be the two best, with Safia being a little bit better, I'd say, overall. But yeah, definitely want to save your summons. So, you know, even though the banners that are coming up might be tempting, right? Momo's a very fun character. Some of these characters look pretty cool. I definitely recommend actually saving, because by the middle of September, we're going to have back-to-back debut banners that are going to feature extremely powerful characters. And then also after that, later down the line, you know, we'll get some pretty strong characters in Rawia, the altered version, who's very powerful as well. So yeah, definitely want to start saving right now if you can, because, you know, we have very good banners coming in the middle of September. So yeah, I think if you're new to the game, you know, still going for Gloria and Barrel are still very good options because they're very strong. Extremely powerful characters. So this is just a random tier list I found. You don't really want to trust tier lists too much because a lot of them are just, you know, very generalized. But, you know, let's just look at tier 0. So these characters are not ranked in any order, by the way. They're just here alphabetically. If you look, everything's in alphabetical order. So this doesn't mean like Barrel's better than Safi or something like that. They're just all the tier 0 characters. And you can see that Barrel and Gloria are in this tier 0 being the best. And you definitely want to make sure you go for them, because when their banner passes, sure, you can get them randomly, but right now, because their banners are featured, very powerful units. And on the Barrel banner, if you miss out on her and you end up getting Cole, who I think is a little bit weaker than Barrel, she's still a very, very, very powerful assassin that you definitely want. So very, very good to go for. If you want to go for Dandelion, who's like tier 0.5, sure, but just keep in mind he is not as good as the characters coming out. And the 3 units that I talked about, August, Coco, and Safi, you can see are all here in the tier 0 tier. So you definitely want to make sure you go for them, right? So, very, very generalized tier list, I'd say, but overall pretty accurate in a sense. Just want to make sure when you're pulling for characters, because the summon currency in this game seems to be a bit limited as of now. They might increase it in the future because they are releasing characters very quickly. What you want to actually do is save as much as you can and not waste a lot of your summons, right? And you just want to save all your summons and just go for the very good banners. While you're pulling for like August or Safi or something like that, or even Gloria, you might end up getting another legendary along the way. And, who knows, maybe they end up being very fun to use and you can pull the other legendary characters that way. But for banners, you definitely want to just focus on the banners that, have really good units as their featured, unit. And yeah, I say that because, while you're pulling for other characters, right, you don't actually... while you're pulling on a banner, rather, you're not guaranteed to get that legendary character. For example, if I pull on the Barrel and Cole banner, when I do hit that 2% chance to get a legendary, 75% chance of that 2% is going to be Barrel or Cole. The other 25% chance is going to be a random legendary. So you can actually fill up your pool here just by, pulling on banners and just randomly missing out on the one you want, which sucks, but you'll end up getting other cool legendaries, right? So you'll see here in my my character pool, I have a lot of characters that I didn't actually want. For example here, I have Momo, who I didn't go for, Dandelion, who I also didn't go for, Nono Will, and Tiden, who I actually didn't want. Tiden's probably one of the worst characters in the game because his AI is so bad and it's just terrible. But basically, while I was pulling for Gloria and Barrel, what ended up happening was I ended up getting Momo, I ended up getting Dandelion, I ended up getting Nono Will and Tiden. And also what ended up happening is I ended up getting Cole instead of Barrel, which kind of sucked, but I ended up getting both. So yeah, all very powerful units in my top 3 here, Gloria, Barrel, and Cole. And like I said, you definitely want to start saving because, we do have the very, very powerful characters coming out, as you can see on your screen here, right? So definitely save until the middle of September. We have Safia, August, and Coco, all back-to-back tier 0 units. And, while you're waiting for them, if you're newer to the game and you want actually some units to have right now that are very strong, you can even pull for, or I definitely recommend pulling for Gloria for sure. And then Barrel is a very good option as well. I think both of them are equally powerful. Barrel's more of a single target nuke character, probably the highest single target damage dealer in the game right now. And we have Gloria, who does a ton of damage, is very tanky, and buffs your entire team. Just basically a very good jack of all trades that makes her very strong. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you guys want to see more Sword of Convallaria content, make sure you guys hit that like button, and also let me know in the comments down below that you're playing, and I'll see you guys next video.